Hello and welcome once again to In the Library with
Michele.
And I'm Adrian, and we're coming at you from the tail end of July 2026.
Yeah, August 1st is next week, man.
Yeah. So, for those of you who maybe haven't stepped outside in a while, what did you think about that smoke that was in the air?
You know, I had a friend here from out of town. She's also a master gardener in South Carolina. And I'm like, welcome to our state where it's 110 degrees. I mean, it gets hot by her too, obviously, with terrible smoke, and you can't go outside and you can't eat lettuce. So, welcome.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing great.
Yeah.
Don't eat the vegetables, don't breathe the air.
Right. Yeah. Don't go outside because you might melt. Yeah. So, and it's been hard on the plants, man. This weird weather pattern, this really, really hot weather, and then followed by that smoke. It's not been easy on our plants. Do you want to hear about my plant of the week first, or do you want to hear about problems first?
Let's talk about the plant, and then we'll go into the problems.
Okay. So I'm going to talk today about common ironweed. It is a native plant here. It's Vernonia fasciculata.
You're just making that up.
I had to listen to that several times in order to get the proper pronunciation. So this is a very tall native plant here in Michigan. It gets between 5 and 8 feet tall. And it's beautiful. We have it here in the Monarch Way Station on the side of the library. It's too tall to put in our small ones right now.
I watched a movie once with a 6-foot tall Vernonia. It was a Vernonia Goes to Camp.
Vernon, yeah, I remember those movies. I still think they were so funny. But yeah, so this is a very tall plant, and it's a really good plant to put all the way in the back. You can form hedgerows with it. So it's a beautiful purple plant that blooms between July and October. It is a pollinator magnet, and it has these, like I said, beautiful purple clusters. It does prefer full sun, and it does prefer areas that tend to stay a little wetter. So if you're doing a rain garden, or you have an area off of your downspout off your house or off your garage, this is a good spot for that. And it's really a striking plant if you've never seen it. It'll go to seed in the fall, and they're fluffy and brown, and they easily disperse into the wind. This one, if you are ever going to try starting it from seed, I will tell you it's challenging because I've tried it several times. It is challenging, but it needs 60 days of cold, where a lot of our other natives only need 30. So this one does need a longer time to get that cold exposure, and then it'll germinate for you. So I'm going to try it again one more time. But I will say I bought a plant last fall at one of the native plant sales here. I put it in the ground, and those look fabulous this year. The ones I tried from seed do not. But it's just one of those things I got to learn. Really cool plant. And it is a host plant for the American painted lady. And then also, yeah.
If you don't know this, my son's favorite butterfly is the painted lady.
Well, then you need some ironweed, man.
Clearly.
So, yes, you do, because they love this. And it's a host plant, so you'll see the caterpillars maybe. So that's what the host plants do. That's where the butterflies will lay their eggs, and that's where the eggs hatch, and where the caterpillars will live until they do their metamorphosis. So, good host plant for you. A very strange fact about these, their pollen is uniquely white. So they have white pollen. I don't know, kind of cool. And it is also a really good plant for the denticulate longhorned bee.
You just made up that word.
So it is, it's a really good plant for certain ones, for certain butterflies, but specifically for those butterflies who have very long tongues, because this is the kind of plant that they need to feed off of. So you'll see lots of native bees. You'll see flies, skippers, lots of other butterflies, fritillaries. So lots of cool stuff you will see if you put this in your yard. And they even said about the exportrium. I said that wrong. Borer moth. I should have watched that before. I should have looked that up before I tried to say that one, but it sounded really cool.
In the library, butching Latin. For
yes,
the last
I know.
years.
And I took Latin in high school. I failed Spanish. I failed French, right? But guess what? I did really well in Latin. Apparently, I can't verbalize it well, but I understood it. And it really did help me with the SATs because of all the root words.
Donde está la biblioteca?
No, see, I failed all that. I remember Westus Virum Reddit. The clothes make the man. I still remember this from school. So yeah, I actually did study Latin.
Can I share something with our readers?
Go for it.
I wanted to know why it was called ironweed. I'm like, does it have a high amount of iron in it or something?
Oh, no, that's a good question.
So it gets its name because the stems are incredibly rigid and tough and difficult to break, and the seeds tend to be rust-colored.
Uh-huh.
So they dubbed it
Okay.
ironweed.
See, I didn't even dive that deep into it, and I should have. I wonder, I did see a little bit about the Native Americans having used it for lots of things, for a healing plant, and I think even for fiber with that stem that's really tough. And it doesn't fall over. So with these winds that we've been having, some of my sunflowers are falling over, some of my other plants, not this ironweed, man. I wonder if it's also like strong as iron. Ugh. So maybe that's it too. Especially considering how tall these get. And these are just a really striking plant. So great native plant to add to your garden. And if you want to see what they look like, we do have them here at the library in the side monarch way station. And just look for the big purple plant all the way to the left.
If I wanted to plant them in my basement, do you think they would do okay?
I do not.
Okay, that's fair.
Full sun, man. Full sun. Unless you have full sun in your basement.
I think if I did, I'd have some other issues.
I think you would. And this actually, it's something that if I can master getting them to grow from seed for me, it's a really good plant to put along like your fence line. And it can, to give you some privacy. So good plant, man. So that's my spiel on that plant because it's looking really good in my garden right now and it's looking really good here. So I try to go out and look for what's looking good right now in Michigan. And that's how I try to pick our native plant of the week. So yeah, I want more ironweed. I'll tell you that. I definitely want more because I love the height of it. That height you can't get with a whole lot of plants.
You can hide behind it.
I could. Hopefully I never have to hide like that. So again, I haven't had any questions, unfortunately. However, as with any other gardener, all season long, you're going to run into problems in your garden. So what I have been running into year after year after year is aphids. If you have a lot of milkweed, aphids love milkweed. And although they don't actually do any damage to the plant, so to speak, it does make it look ugly. I will say that. It technically does not hurt the monarch caterpillars. And they say, I even read something where they said that the larger caterpillars might even eat some of the aphids that are on the milkweed, but you can get a really big infestation really fast. And I noticed some on some of my milkweed the other day, and I'm like, oh, got to get on it. So to get rid of aphids, I'm just talking milkweed in general, but this goes for any plant that you may have aphids on. Manual removal, that's one thing you can do. Take a glove, some kind of glove, because they are slimy. I'll tell you, if you try to do it with your bare fingers like I do, it's really kind of gross. So, and you literally wipe them off with your fingers. Okay? You can totally do that. I do, however, like I said, suggest gloves for that because it is gross. Some people might use a small paintbrush to wipe them off. You can also wash them off. You can also take like your hose and kind of squirt out of them, or some people even use a spray bottle, with it on like the really narrow nozzle. The only thing is you got to be careful is if you have any small caterpillars or any monarch eggs on that milkweed, you got to be careful because the eggs are the same color essentially as the aphids. So it's really hard to tell those apart. So that's one thing you want to be really, really cautious of, that you're not also getting rid of your monarchs while you're getting rid of the aphids. Also, you can use a mixture of soap and water. So you can take a teaspoon of mild dish soap, like Dawn, because that's used very frequently in the gardens. You can spray it directly onto the aphids, covering their bodies. Leave it a few hours. Come back and wash it off, because if that comes in contact with any of your monarchs or any of your other beneficial insects, it's going to destroy them as well. So you can use the soap and water method, just you have to wash it off. Typically, for me, the aphids are all at the top of my plants. You can just cut the top of your plant off if you want to. However, if you do that, you're not going to get seeds, because that's where your seeds will come from, the top of that plant where it flowers. But also, we can use IPM, Integrated Pest Management. You know what loves aphids? Ladybugs.
Pretty sure my first computer was an IPM.
Me too. Me too. So yeah, ladybugs love aphids. One word of caution: please don't order ladybugs. Invite them to your garden by using certain other plants. They do like several other things. I can't remember off the top of my head. I did look it up. I can't remember. You're going to look it up. Awesome. Also, other things that will go after our aphids are hoverflies. Green lacewings will go after them. Also, some parasitic wasps. So here's the problem. The parasitic wasp won't only just target your aphids. They will target a lot of other creatures in your garden. So don't be surprised if you find caterpillars like swallowtails that have these wasps that laid eggs on them and then they devour the caterpillar. It's really gross. It happened last year to me when we had the garden tour. Mm-hmm. And I said, a kid came over and he was asking about caterpillars. And I said, yeah, we have like 6 swallowtails. Can you find them? And he went to go look and he says, I only found one and it doesn't look good. And I looked. And I had seen these guys like an hour before. Yeah, a parasitic wasp came along and it was basically decomposing. It was terrible. And I felt really bad that this kid had to see it because it's gross. But yeah, if you have aphids, they will bring in other bugs. Some are good, some are not good. But be careful with your milkweed if you're taking them off. A lot of times I just let it go, but it looks ugly. It does look ugly. And like I said, if I have to go cut the top of the plant off, then I can't collect those seeds. So that's something I try not to do. So I'm going to try to keep up with it this year. I'm going to try to get out there and wipe all those aphids off with gloves. Ugh. Not without gloves. So yeah, aphids have been an issue in my garden this year. Every year, actually. Every year that I've had. Just milkweed, though. I don't see them on much else. But I think milkweed is one of those kind of like trap plants that the aphids just head for. Like they want it. And you remember when we talked about Japanese beetles a couple weeks ago?
Like a trap plant, like.
That too. Maybe that's how they bring them in. Come on, man. It's a party in here. Whoop, whoop. But what? So we talked about Japanese beetles a couple weeks ago, like how to manage them, right? We also talked about separately common evening primrose. Guess what I found out? I did not know that common evening primrose is a trap plant for the Japanese beetles. Here's the cool thing. Yes, the Japanese beetles are eating all of my evening primrose. Let me tell you, that stuff seeds like crazy, so I have way too much of it to begin with. But they're not eating my other plants because they're so into my my primrose that they're just all over the primrose. And I'm like, hey, man, good for you. Eat the primrose because I have plenty of it. So that's the good thing, that they're not eating anything else in my garden. So I would just want to do a little follow-up with that because I did not know that. So yeah, getting aphids out of your yard, out of your garden, or at least managing them before they get too bad, because once they take over, take it from me, I have allowed them to take over occasionally because, time gets away from you It's hot in the summer. You're not always getting out there when you want to get out there. And their numbers can explode very quickly. So when you start seeing them, try to manage them as early as possible. Unless you just don't care what it looks like and your plant looks ugly. So out in the wild, it doesn't matter. But I like my milkweed to look good. So, because it's one of my number one plants in my yard. So
there's a band I used to like, Aphid Twin.
Aphid Twin?
No, it's Aphex.
See what he does to me, people? Do you see this? I believe him, and then he always likes to fool me. Whatever you do, don't use chemicals on your aphids. Yes, it will kill the aphids, but it will kill everything else in its path. And a lot of these pesticides and such, a lot of times the plant absorbs them, and then when another creature goes to eat the plant, even though it may not touch where you sprayed, they could become ill and die. So we don't want that. Unless they're aphids. But yeah, any kind of pesticides in your garden, I know a lot of people use them. I get it. I totally get it. I don't use pesticides. I don't use insecticides. I don't use herbicides. I use nothing because I want my pollinators to be safe. And all my other creatures that visit the garden too. My rabbits and my birds and my squirrels and my chipmunks. I want everybody to be happy. So that's my 2 cents on ironweed and aphids. Ironweed and aphids. Now that's a band name. Ironweed and aphids. I like that. He's not saying
it's going to be folk music.
I'm not a folk music person.
It doesn't matter with a name like Ironweed and the Aphids. It's got to be 2 banjos and a fiddle.
Well, there is a band that I love, and I think they're called Iron and Wine. And it's a man and a woman, and they're amazing. They're amazing. So maybe that's what I'm thinking. Instead of Ironweed and aphids.
Ironweed?
Ironweed. Iron-weighted?
Ironweed Maiden. It's the Trooper.
I used to love Iron. I used to love them. I really did. Now he's got me saying ironweed.
Pretty much.
This is.
Let's talk about what you've been reading.
Ooh, yeah. So I did finish Clytemnestra, which was really, really, really good. Did I give it 5 stars? I did. And it's all the story about the sister of Helen from Troy. Since, the Odyssey is out, it's a big deal. It was awesome. Did you see it yet? No, it was amazing. I did not feel like a 3-hour movie. Did not. It was outstanding. But I'm really glad I read the Iliad beforehand and then Clytemnestra just to kind of remind me of who was married to who. Excellent book that was. I just finished The Calamity Club by Catherine Stockett. And if her name sounds familiar, she wrote The Help. So the Calamity Club, great story. Very long. I listened to it on Hoopla, and it's 28 hours. So it's very in-depth characters. Takes a little while to get going, to get to know your people, but the author did an amazing job with that. So 2 really good books that I'm very happy with. What about you? What are you reading?
I just finished 2 books. Okay. Because this is like Summerween, and we're reading spooky books in the summer.
Mm-hmm. Did you take stuff off of the shelf that we have the Summerween display?
I didn't take anything off the shelf, but I did get them in digital format, a couple books that were on that shelf.
Oh, okay.
So
and what did you think?
Wanted to leave them there for people who like physical books.
Gotcha.
So first off, I read Witch by Ian Rob Wright.
Okay.
Witch is about a couple of youths who find a woman chained up in an abandoned house. And if you can believe it, the woman chained up in the house is a witch. And things kind of go sideways from there.
Okay, so did you finish it?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
I will give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
That's legit.
I had some issues. There were some pacing problems, but as far as it goes, I thought it was all right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always down for a good witch story.
Me too. Me too.
And then a good book, one that I was deeply impressed by, was Horror Store by Grady Hendrix.
Horror Store. Okay.
So Horror Store, for those of you not in the aware, is a book about an IKEA knockoff, and they even in the book compare it to IKEA.
Okay.
Because it's a company trying to compete with IKEA, and it's called Orsk, and Orsk sells furniture.
Okay.
And the main character and a bunch of other people get stuck in the Orsk store. The aisles that are designed to make you browse and take more time end up looping back on themselves, and they're trapped in the Orsk.
Oh.
And there's some supernatural entities that are trying to perfect their life in the Orsk philosophy. Surprisingly good.
I always wanted to get stuck in a store overnight just for fun.
You probably don't want stuck in this store.
I don't think so. No, I'm thinking I don't. Nope.
It's funny too, because the furniture, like, because in between every chapter there's an advertisement for a piece of furniture, and they start off so benign and normal, like, oh, it's a cabinet, oh, it's a sofa, oh, this is a restraint harness.
I was gonna say a coffin.
It's just as you get further lost in the Orsk, the products get more, they keep with the pace and tone of the book.
So how many stars did you give that one?
I'd give that 4 out of 5. Yeah.
Nice.
I thought it was pretty good. So if you are a fan of Grady Hendrix or getting trapped in an IKEA, check out Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. Should we talk about what's going on at your local library?
We should.
I'll start us off if you don't mind. So, the Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Make Your Own Miniature with the Glass City Miniatures Guild. This is coming August 1st, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is intended for adults and families. Explore the world of miniature making with this hands-on craft. Each attendee will design a Barbie-sized 1x6 or miniature-sized 1x12 shopping bag. Drop in anytime, and please plan to stay for at least 30 minutes to complete your project. Do be sure to register online.
Ooh, I saw that, and that was kind of newish, and I was like, that looks cool. All right, also at the Bedford Branch Library, we do have Computers 101, okay? So if you ever need help with computers, they constantly change, as we know, okay? You already know how much I struggle sometimes. Yeah, he's laughing. He's trying to be nice, but it's true. So each lesson will cover a specific aspect of computers and build on previous classes. So registration is required. This starts August 6th. So August 6th, then August 20th, September 3rd, and so on. It's from 2:30 to 4 here at the Bedford Branch Library. Please register online.
Next up from me, the Monroe Writers Group, meeting the last Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. at the Ellis Library and Reference Center. Are you a writer looking for a community to write with? Are you an aspiring author but don't know where to start? Join the Monroe Writers Group as we discuss what we're working on, help each other improve, and explore the publishing world. This group will be facilitated by a local published author.
Ooh, and can you tell me the date on that again?
That's the last Tuesday of the month.
Okay. And that's at Ellis, correct?
At the Ellis Library and Reference Center.
I may have to check that out. All right. Going on at the Luna Pier Library, Volcano Adventure Book Club, July 27th. So that's coming up. So it's July 27th, August 3rd, and August 10th at 10 a.m. Travel back in time with Vacation Under the Volcano. Each week we will read, discuss, and work on building your own paper mache volcano. Don't miss out. You do need to register for this. It is for second graders and up. So that one sounds super fun.
Fantastic. Can we agree it would be pretty warm under a volcano?
I think it would be.
Yeah.
Truly.
Frazee Memorial and Erie Branch Libraries are pleased to present Dino Dig Storytime. Join us for a Dynamite Storytime. We'll read stories, sing and dance, and then dig into a craft or game. Perfect for younger kids. Older kids are welcome to join the adventure too. This will be coming Mondays at 10:30 a.m. at the Frazee Memorial Luna Pier Branch and Wednesdays at 10:30 a.m. at the Erie Branch Library. Please be sure to register online.
You know what just kept going through my head that whole time? Dynamite. Sorry. At the Frenchtown Dixie Branch Library, they have diamond art bookmark making. July 28th from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy an evening with friends making a diamond art bookmark. Registration is required. All supplies are included. This looks like a really cool craft. Looks like you would need a lot of patience, perhaps. However, it's not too early to start thinking about making Christmas gifts for people you care about. Like, I'm already thinking Christmas gifts, like, in my head, even though I don't typically do too much with gifts unless I make it. So, but this you do have to register for, and it's for tweens, teens, and adults. Not for our little kiddos, but come on and learn how to make a diamond bookmark at the Frenchtown Library.
Sounds good to me. The last one I've got here is one that I'm personally hosting. The Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present Musical Bingo 70s Edition, coming August 13th, 2026. That's from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Dust off your bell-bottoms and get ready to boogie. We're catching a disco fever as we travel back to the groovy 70s. We'll be playing Musical Bingo, and it's going to be far out. This has been brought to you by the Friends of the Bedford Branch Library, and we do ask you to register online. Please be sure to register soon. Space is running out.
Yeah, and people are really into that. All right, I'm so excited for this one. Do you know what July 31st is?
The last day of July.
It is, but it is also Harry Potter's birthday. So we are having at the Bedford Branch Library Harry Potter Birthday Jubilee for all ages, which is awesome. Friday, July 31st, which is Harry Potter's birthday. This year, he'll be 46.
Who's Harry Potter?
Oh, don't even, dude. Don't even. Join us as we celebrate Harry Potter's 46th birthday with trivia, games, contests, and cake. There's cake. Cake. Registration is required. Please register online.
Is he like an actor?
Never mind. We can't be friends anymore. I think I say that every episode. We just can't be friends.
We would certainly like to thank you for listening, and do be sure to check out other events going on our calendar, which you can access at mymcls.com. And we certainly like to thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the ring bell for notifications. If you're watching on Spotify, be sure to like the episode and like the page as a whole. And for all of us here at MCLS, this has been In the Library with
Michele.
And I'm Adrian. Bye-bye.